Did you know that the average American home has over 300,000 items? Yes, you read that right, 300,000. And yet, many of us still feel overwhelmed and unfulfilled. It's a shocking statistic that reveals a hidden truth. More stuff doesn't necessarily mean more happiness. Imagine this. Research shows that decluttering can lead to a 32% drop in stress levels. Just think about how much calmer you could feel with less clutter around you. Plus, according to a study by the American Psychological Association, simplifying your life can boost your overall well-being and happiness. In this video, we're diving into the surprising benefits of a minimalist lifestyle. We'll explore how owning less can clear your mind, free up your time, and even help the planet. You'll discover how minimalism can lead to more joy, less stress, and a life that feels more meaningful. So stick around! We're about to uncover how the joy of less can transform your life in ways you might never have imagined. Ready to find out how simplifying can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life? Let's get started! Chapter 1. Declutter your mind. Mental clarity through minimalism. Have you ever noticed how a cluttered space can make your mind feel cluttered too? It's not just in your head. Studies actually back this up. A study from UCLA found that women with messy homes had higher levels of the stress hormone cortisol. So, when you clear the physical clutter, you're actually making room for mental clarity too. But how do you start? Begin with one area, like your desk or a single drawer. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Just focus on that one space and notice how it feels when it's clear. Here's a unique strategy. Apply the one in, one out rule. For every new item you bring into your space, make sure to remove one. This helps keep clutter from creeping back in. It's simple, but it works. Also, think about digital decluttering. Your phone and computer might be just as overwhelming as a messy room. Unsubscribe from emails you never read and delete apps you don't use. Clearing digital clutter can have the same positive effects on your mind as physical decluttering. One more thing, try mindful minimalism. It's not just about getting rid of stuff, it's about being intentional with what you keep. Ask yourself, does this item add value to my life? If the answer is no, it's probably time to let it go. The result? A clearer mind and a calmer life. And who wouldn't want that? Chapter 2. Time is a treasure. Prioritizing what truly matters. Time is one of those things we all want more of, but can never seem to find. The secret? Minimalism can actually help you reclaim your time. When you have less to manage, you free up time to do what really matters. Let's start with a fact. The average person spends 153 days of their life searching for misplaced items, according to a study by Pixie. That's almost half a year! Imagine what you could do with that time if you weren't constantly hunting for things. Here's a strategy to help. Start by creating a time audit. Track how you spend your time for a week. Then, identify areas where you're wasting it, like searching for lost items or managing too many possessions. Once you see where your time goes, it's easier to make changes. Another tip? Simplify your routines. If your morning routine takes an hour, see if you can streamline it to 30 minutes. The less time you spend on daily tasks, the more time you have for what you love. Minimalism also encourages you to say no more often. By cutting out commitments that don't align with your values, you'll have more time for the ones that do. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So, start valuing your time like the treasure it is. Use it wisely, and you'll find yourself living a more fulfilled, intentional life. Chapter 3. The Freedom Formula. Breaking free from materialism. We live in a world that's always telling us to buy more, do more, be more. But what if the secret to happiness isn't more, but less? That's where minimalism comes in. It's the freedom formula you didn't know you needed. Let's talk numbers. A survey by the Harris Group found that 72% of millennials prefer to spend money on experiences rather than material things. Why? Because experiences bring lasting joy, while the thrill of buying new stuff fades fast. Here's how you can break free from materialism. Start by setting a spending freeze. For 1 month, commit to buying only the essentials. This helps you become more aware of your spending habits and cuts out impulse buys. Another strategy is to practice gratitude minimalism. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do. Keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. This simple habit can shift your mindset from wanting more to appreciating what you already have. Also, try a shopping detox. Unsubscribe from marketing emails and avoid window shopping. When you remove temptations, it's easier to resist the urge to buy things you don't need. Remember, the less you own, the less owns you. By letting go of the need for more, you'll find freedom in what you already have. And that freedom, it's priceless. Before we continue, hit subscribe and let's dive back into the fun. Chapter 4. Sustainable Serenity. Eco-friendly living through less. Did you know that minimalism isn't just good for you, but for the planet too? It's true. By choosing to own less, you're naturally consuming less, which leads to a smaller environmental footprint. Consider this. The average American generates about 4.9 pounds of trash per day, according to the EPA. That's a lot of waste. But minimalism encourages us to be more mindful about what we buy and what we throw away, which can significantly reduce that number. A great strategy to start with is the Buy Nothing Challenge. Try going a full week or even a month without buying anything new. Instead, focus on using what you already have. This not only saves you money, but also cuts down on waste. Another tip is to embrace the idea of quality over quantity. Instead of buying multiple cheap items, invest in fewer, higher quality products that last longer. This reduces the need to replace things often, which means less waste and less consumption. Minimalism also pairs well with sustainable habits like upcycling. Before you toss something out, think about how it could be repurposed. An old jar might make a great storage container, or a worn-out shirt could become cleaning rags. Get creative with how you reuse items. And here's an interesting fact. A study from Wrap UK found that if everyone in the UK extended the lifespan of their clothing by just 9 months, it would reduce carbon, water, and waste footprints by 20–30%. Imagine the impact if we all did this globally. By living with less, you're not just simplifying your life, you're helping to create a healthier planet. It's a win-win. Chapter 5. Space to breathe. Designing a minimalist home. Your home should be a sanctuary, not a source of stress. But when it's filled with clutter, it can feel more overwhelming than relaxing. That's where minimalist design comes in. It's all about creating a space that's both functional and serene. First, let's talk strategy. Start with the one room at a time approach. Don't try to declutter your entire house in one go. Instead, focus on one room at a time, starting with the one that causes you the most stress. Maybe it's the kitchen, where counters are piled high, or the living room, where toys and books are scattered everywhere. As you declutter, keep in mind the 80/20th rule. This principle suggests that we use 20% of our possessions 80% of the time. So, as you go through your things, ask yourself, am I really using this? If not, it might be time to let it go. Another key strategy is to embrace negative space. In minimalist design, empty spaces are just as important as the objects that fill them. Don't feel the need to fill every corner or wall. Allowing space to breathe gives your home a calm, airy feel. And here's a unique tip. Try a capsule wardrobe for your home decor. Just like a capsule wardrobe limits your clothing options to a few versatile pieces, you can do the same with decor. Choose a few key pieces that you love and rotate them seasonally. This keeps your space fresh without adding clutter. Did you know that research from Princeton University found that physical clutter competes for your attention, which can lead to decreased performance and increased stress? By designing a minimalist home, you're not just creating a beautiful space, you're boosting your well-being too. Chapter 6. Purposeful possessions. Embracing quality over quantity. In a world where more is often seen as better, minimalism flips the script. It's not about having nothing. It's about having just enough and making sure that what you do have truly adds value to your life. One powerful strategy to adopt is the Marie Kondo method. Ask yourself, does this item spark joy? If it doesn't, it's time to let it go. This approach isn't just about decluttering. It's about surrounding yourself with things that bring you happiness. Another strategy is to focus on multifunctional items. For example, instead of buying a separate blender, food processor, and smoothie maker, look for one appliance that can do it all. This reduces the number of items you need and simplifies your space. Here's an interesting fact. A study by the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who prioritize time over money are happier. By choosing to own fewer, high-quality items, you're not only simplifying your life, you're also prioritizing your time. Minimalism also encourages you to think about the true cost of your possessions. Not just the price tag, but the time, energy, and space they take up. Before you buy something new, ask yourself, is this worth it? If the answer is no, consider skipping the purchase. Finally, consider adopting a 1-month rule. If you think you want to buy something, wait a month. If you still want it after that time, go for it. But often, you'll find that the urge has passed, and you've saved yourself from accumulating more stuff. Remember, minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's about making room for the things that truly matter. And when you do that, you'll find that your life feels richer, not poorer. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more amazing videos.